get to stand in this spot so you can be on
right.
Facebook Live and talk loud.
They'll hear me.
So he's going to stand there so he can be on the camera. So we'll have to ask you to talk really loud.
All right. Well, I've always been told by my family that I have a voice that carries anyway. So, like she said, I'm Keith Brown. I'm with Cornerstone Caregiving. Been in the River Valley for a long time. We do in-home care, like some of my colleagues that are here today. But I wanted to talk to you about asking for help. It's really hard especially when it's daily activities that we might need help with, and you've never had to do that. So you have to overcome, whether it's pride or fear, or to recognize when you might need some help in the home. And so it's really important for you guys to know all the opportunities that are out there that can help you, and the connections that you might have to help you pay for some of the in-home. But some of the things that you might want to look for in asking for help, or when you think you might need to ask, is if you start to notice that it's really hard to just do your daily activities, whether it's laundry or cleaning the house or running errands. Do you get winded, unstable? If you start to get unstable, those are signs that you have to pick up on, or if your family even says something about that, so that you know it's time that you might need some assistance in the home with some of these various community partners that can provide that for you. Does anybody here have a caregiver at home, or anyone that helps them at home? You do? Have you found that it brings you a lot more independence, safety, things of that nature for yourself when they're there? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
Fix her medicine for her. And
Yeah.
She's got balanced meals, and just make sure she's got as full a life as she can have it.
Right.
Like I said, they taught her she does a lot of things for herself.
Mm-hmm.
She can cook. She can cook. She can fix her own breakfast. And
Right.
Stuff, so she's
Yeah.
very, very independent. When you think about it.
That's wonderful. So, studies show that seniors that have help in the home have a much more independent, successful, safe life than those that don't. And that's just a study that I was reading last night, that 80% of the seniors that have assistance in the home have less falls, less hospital readmissions, and things of that nature. So, not to do an infomercial for in-home assistance, but there's a lot of things and benefits that it brings to you to have that. Are there any veterans in the audience today? So the VA has a really good program as well for you guys, HHA and respite hours that you can get through the VA that would help pay for some of the assistance. So if you want any information on that, you can see us after. There's myself, Sarah, there's other folks here that can talk to you about that and that benefit. Surviving spouses of a veteran, if you haven't remarried and you meet some of the criteria, you can get assistance as well in the home, which I've found to be a little bit of a less educated group on the assistance. I don't know that that's promoted a lot from the VA side of it, but it is a benefit that's out there that you can have. Where does home have to be in order for you to get assistance? Do you have to live alone? No. Do you have to live in a house?
No.
Can you live at a facility? Absolutely. So wherever home is where we can help. You can get all kinds of assistance that way, depending on the level of care of where you live. If it's an assisted living, some folks still have folks that come in and help at night to keep, folks from falling and different things like that if they're getting in and out of the shower, or other opportunities, especially with memory care. Lots of companionship. I know that companionship doesn't sound like something that you would need, but it is as important as maybe helping you keep from falling getting in the shower. I can use just my family a little bit for why I'm even here and doing what I do. My mom has dementia, lives at Mercy Crest. It was very difficult for us to make the decision for her to go live at Mercy Crest. She did not want to go, but as her power of attorney and the son trying to do what's best for her, we got her there, and now life is totally different for her. She's much happier, she's healthier, she's safe, she's not falling and doing the things that were happening when she lived kind of right behind me. So that was a very good relief for me, and it's made her a lot happier in her life. And then the other opportunity is my dad. My dad had lived alone for 7 years and can't drive. And so only time he would see people is if we went by to visit him, because most of his friends didn't drive and he couldn't get here or the other senior center in Van Buren because he lived outside the city limits and they only transport within the city limits. And so we couldn't figure that out. And so he has moved into an independent living facility and loves it. And because of companionship, strictly companionship, because he was dying from being lonely. So don't overlook that as well. Companionship is a huge thing, and that's one of the benefits of these types of senior centers, where you can get together and have conversations with friends and things of that nature. So I really encourage you to continue putting yourself in positions to have companionship. Any questions or anything like that about when you might want to ask for care or where you would go to ask for care?
How do you get those services? Who do you need to ask in order to get a caregiver?
So Senior Care Alliance is a great place to start. They have all the resources of everyone in the communities that are connected to Senior Care Alliance. You can get anything from information regarding in-home care, rehab, physical therapy, facilities. All those representatives are usually here or connected to Senior Care Alliance, whether it's independent living, assisted living, or a skilled nursing facility. They have all the information on that, as well as other services. So I would start with a representative here today from Senior Care Alliance that can give you a lot of information as well.
Also, in your green bags that we gave you, there's a directory.
There you go.
So you can look at that directory, and if you're interested in learning something about home care, there it is. Teresa's holding it up.
Yeah.
That's the
And
directory.
it has all the facilities, all the home health facilities, rehab facilities, everything you might need to know is in there. Or on Facebook or website.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Mainly, the question is, what does anything cost?
Cost. So all of us are pretty close as far as a private pay goes. You're going to look probably anywhere from $25 to $30 an hour on a private pay for in-home care services. In that range, I would say, pretty safe. Your Medicaid can cover in-home care services. Long-term care insurance can cover in-home care services. The VA has a benefit for that. And then, like I said, if you're a surviving spouse. Those are the 5 kind of payer sources.
Surviving spouse?
So if your spouse, let's say if you were married and your husband was a veteran and they pass and you haven't remarried, you're a surviving spouse of a veteran. You could be entitled to some in-home benefits as well.
And depending on what it is, I had hip surgery. I couldn't drive, so that was considered homebound.
Right.
And they came to my house to do physical therapy, and it didn't cost me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was just my Medicare, so.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good question. Any other questions? How many of those do you get a day? Any other questions back here? Anything? Okay.
Go ahead, we were starting your introductions when you were on the call, so Sarah went, and we'll go ahead and introduce the rest of the team. Who wants to go next?
Well, hello, my name is Ashley. I'm actually from Alma, so I'm so excited to be here. I was raised here, kindergarten through high school, and I met my sweetheart that I'm with now from Alma as well, so I'm very, very excited to be here. I work with Mercy Rehab Hospital. So our rehab hospital is where you go after you've either been in the hospital or if you're at home, weak, fallen a lot, just really maybe had a sickness that just made you real weak. You can call us on your own and get into rehab, where we do 3 hours a day of therapy. That's physical therapy, which is your bigger bones, getting you up and walking. The other half is occupational therapy, which is your fine motor skills, getting you to dressing yourself, putting your buttons, zipping up things. You would be surprised on how much of that you lose when you're sitting in a bed or just sitting at home. But if there's any way that we can help, we would love to. If you want to call us at 479-957-1700, I'll pass out my business cards. We would love to help you. My mission is to get you home as independent as possible. We don't want you to have to go to a skilled facility unless you really need it. There's wonderful independent living facilities. Those are also great options for you guys to go to just to get that strengthening, get that interaction. And like I said, we just want to keep you up and running. So if we can help, we would love to. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Marley. I'm with Heart of Hospice and with palliative care too. I know that word can be scary for a lot of people, but one of our missions is also education on what hospice means and what the benefit can be for you and what we offer. When you elect hospice, you sign up for more than one thing. You can have a nurse, you obviously have a physician, you can even have a spiritual caregiver, a social worker, and an aide. We do offer that too. We like to work closely with our in-home care teams too, with Senior Care Alliance, because you can have hospice along with home care health and everything. Another thing that we do, another thing that I'm in charge of, is volunteers and a veterans program too. And we have a lot of veteran volunteers who like to reach out to our other veteran patients and really just connect with them too. There's relationships that's built, there's camaraderie there, there's stories to tell. So hospice can not only just mean a benefit for you, it can also be something that you can do to give back if that's what you're willing to do. You know, a lot of times people they don't find their purpose in life after they retire. They're really trying to find something to do. A great thing that we do is we volunteer and we give back in basically any way that we can. So that would also be a benefit for you just to know more about, to be educated more about hospice, but also to give back to the families, the loved ones, and other veterans in the community. And if you have any questions about hospice, you can reach us at 479-494-0100. Thank you.
Hi, all. I'm Cassie. I'm from the Blossoms in Van Buren. This is Jessica, my teammate. She works at Fort Smith in the Blossoms. We're a long-term facility and skilled facility. So if you need any kind of therapy for a couple of days, for like 20 days, for insurance purposes, and the Van Buren Blossoms has VA contracts. We're the only one in Crawford County that does. And Jessica has a unit for females and males for any kind of dementia patients. Our number is my number is 479-226-6259. Let us know if you guys need anything. Thank you. Good morning. I'm Teresa. I'm from Legacy Heights in Van Buren. And like Keith was talking about, I'm from a facility. It is independent living, but all of our residents consider it home now. Once you're there for a couple, 3 months and adjust, they consider it home. And the socialization every day, we have activities, 24-hour security. It's like going out and renting your own apartment, but what we do for you is 3 meals a day. We do your laundry 3 times a week and also clean your apartment. So when you're not able to like drive to the senior inn, here is a good time to come to our facility because it's large. You can have socialization. You don't have to drive somewhere out in the weather. It's just an awesome community family atmosphere. And so also we have assisted living memory care, and if any of they're secured units, so if you know of anybody or a loved one that might need those units, we also have that. My number is 479-262-6466. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Vaughn, and I'm with Price Insurance. We are always out there, and I do the marketing for them, and we're here to help those that are in need of services such as dental or guidance through whatever programs they need as far as their Social Security, as far as their insurance. And we've got a good group. We've got Gentry there, we've got Mike there, we've got Kendall Price in our office, and we're over in Fort Smith, and I've got business cards. I'll pass those out for you also. And if anybody would like to talk to me, I will be here for just a little while, and I'll be glad to sit down and visit with you for a few minutes. So, thank you.
Hello, I'm Louise, and I represent Alzheimer's Association of Arkansas chapter. So I'm a volunteer. We have 3 support groups for caregivers in the River Valley. The closest one here is at Legacy Heights in Van Buren Memory Lane, and they meet on Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. But we have 2 others. One meets at Barling at Mercy Crest, and the other one is on Thursdays at 4 p.m. at the River Valley at Blue Cross Blue Shield office on Old Greenwood Road in Fort Smith. So in your packet is a piece of a flyer that has all 3 of them listed. It looks like this. So you can pull that out. If you know someone that's a caregiver, pass that information on to them. We want to share. This is a very challenging job for someone that's trying to take care of someone at home that they love, and dementia can be very challenging for them. So we just want to be a support person and encouragement for them.
And that's free.
It's absolutely free, yes. And you can come when you want to, and don't come when you don't want to. When things don't work out, that's okay. You come back the next month.
Good morning, I'm Cindy with Encompass Rehab Hospital. We are an 80-bed acute hospital right here in Fort Smith. We hold 3 certifications for Center of Excellence, hip fracture, stroke, and then amputee. So we also do generalized weakness. So if you are someone that maybe has a UTI and is weak, my mother actually is in the hospital right now with a UTI infection. My dad checked her out, and guess what? She was readmitted the next day because she wasn't ready to go home. She needed to go to rehab, and I have a call in to the case manager to get my mother into a rehab hospital or a skilled facility because she definitely is at the point where she is unsafe. She decided to go out to Sam's Club, and of course EMS was called. So anyways, that's exactly what we do. We have a specialized gym with all of the equipment that is for those stroke victims, and we'll help you get back to home safely. So our number is 479-551-4770. Come and see us.
Hi everyone, we're with Bridgeville Senior Living in Fort Smith, and so we do assisted living as well as we have a secured unit for dementia. We do have an event coming up on Thursday that you guys are welcome to go to. It's an event for dancing and it has live music. And it's going to be from 5 to 7. If anyone wants to come and listen to our band and dance with our residents, you guys are more than welcome to. Our phone number is 479-484-5556. Thank you.
Anybody know how to check in? This is your normal sign-in sheet. Is everybody's name on here? Because this is what we're going to use for door prizes. You don't want to miss out. Okay? Okay.
If there's not anybody else that wants to introduce themselves and talk about their services, we're going to come to the favorite part of y'all's day, is our door prizes, and we will be here available to hang out and answer any questions that you might have. So thank you for coming, and thank you for being so attentive. We really appreciate it. Seniors are our mission for all of us up here, and so thank you so much for your time and attention.